Welcome back, guys. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. Today we're going to be doing a video about Nio. Before I start the video, guys, please make sure to leave a like on the video below. Subscribe to the channel for more awesome content. Join the family, guys. Let's go on our investor journey together. Today we're going to be talking about Nio Stock. Should you buy Nio Stock at $43.97? Is now a good time to buy Nio Stock and where I think Nio Stock is headed by the end of the year? But before I start the video, guys, I just want everybody to know that everything I say in my videos is not financial advice. It is just my personal opinion and for educational purposes only. So with that being said, let's get started with the video. So today we're going to be talking about Nio, currently sitting at $43.97. Is now a good time to buy Nio stock? A lot of people have kind of had mixed reviews about Nio. We actually did get a look at their earnings a couple of days ago, kind of at the beginning of August, which they did do pretty good as far as their sales go. I believe it was about a 150% growth year over year. Although they fell a little bit short compared to Li Auto and XPeng, I'm not really too worried because Nio is growing very, very quickly as a company. You know, they're rolling out all kinds of new cars, you know, trying to perfect all this technology. And I know that Nio's stock did get a little bit of a boost, a little bit of an upgrade, only due to the fact that I know that they started test driving the ET7 sedan, which a lot of people are pumped for. It's the first sedan that Nio's actually putting into production. So this did give the stock a little bit of a boost. And on top of that, like I said, we do have their earnings coming up next week, and I am expecting pretty good things from the earnings. Yes, we did have a chip shortage. Of course, everybody knows about the chip shortage. It really did hurt a lot of these car companies, even the ones here in the United States. But nonetheless, we have Nio's earnings coming up on the 11th, which I personally believe is a Wednesday of next week. So I do expect a little bit of a run-up into their earnings. And like I said, you know, this could be where Nio actually hits a profitable quarter, if not maybe the next quarter. But we know that Nio's getting pretty close to profitability. You know, soon enough that Nio's not going to be operating at a loss. We know how fast the EV market is growing. You know, we see how fast it is overall expanding with technology getting a little bit better. More people wanting EV cars. A lot of people predicting that, you know, 50%. There's going to be a 50% increase in EV car sales within the next 10 years. So nonetheless, we all know that these big time EV companies are definitely going to be a major player. Nio backed by the Chinese government. Also, of course, you guys have to understand that, you know, Nio is going to be a winner. A lot of people know this. So why do I think that you should buy Nio stock at $43.97? I mean, it's pretty clear. You know, Nio's on this huge trajectory of growth. Yes, the overall stock has not been doing well. Of course, if we take a look at the 1 month chart, it's down 12.41%, and the 1 week chart is down about 1.55%. So a lot of people are going to be asking, you know, why should I buy a stock that's down, you know, 12 to 20%? Within the last couple of months. Looking at the 3 month chart, though, we are up 19.55%, which is a pretty good return over a 3 month span. But the reason why Nio stock has not really been doing well has nothing to do with about its overall business model. It has nothing to do with how Nio's actually operating as a company. I want people to understand this because this is super important if you own Nio stock. Nio is doing a very good job of being a company. It's growing very, very fast. It is growing very, very quickly. It's expanding. We see how fast they are growing and how much people are actually noticing Nio. But the reason why Nio stock fell is because a lot of it has to do more with like general risks related to owning shares in Chinese companies. As you guys have seen with the news, you know, there's been a huge crackdown in China, and a lot of people do see a potential risk of owning Chinese stocks. Am I personally worried about owning a Chinese stock? No, not really. Anyway, it doesn't even matter to me if Nio got delisted or not. I would still hold the company. I still think the company has very solid fundamentals, and I think it has very good values as well as an overall company. I mean, see how fast the company has grown in just a span of a couple of years. I remember back in 2019, you know, this stock almost basically went bankrupt. The company almost went bankrupt. Over the 1 year, we see up 224%, and the 5 year chart up 632%. IPO on September 12th of 2018. We see that Nio did not have a good start at all. You know, the company was almost bankrupt, but has come a very long way since then and has continued to grow and has continued to do great things. But I don't want people to think that, you know, the reason why Nio stock is falling has anything to do with Nio's performance overall as a company. Nio is doing very, very well. We know that they're expanding into Norway second half of this year. You know, we know, like I said, they're dropping a bunch of new sedans, and they're also basically trying to expand their technology base. We see their deliveries back to back to back, month after month after month. They're putting up incredible numbers. The company is growing super quickly. Plus, Nio offers its battery as a service, which no other EV company actually has. So that does give Nio kind of a competitive advantage when it does come to the specific scenarios. But I do want people to know that right now at $43.97, I do think that Nio is a great buy. I do think that Nio right now is currently undervalued for what the company overall offers. And the reason I say this is because we see how fast Nio is growing. We see how fast the EV market is growing, but the current share price only sits at $43.97. Now, I know it's an anticipation and a lot of people can argue, but why would you buy a company that's not even profitable yet? It doesn't really make any sense on paper. And I can understand where people are coming from when it comes to this perspective. But looking at the trajectory of growth for Nio, like Nio is going to be growing for a very long time. Imagine where the company is going to be in the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years from now. And a lot of people are going to be kicking themselves in the foot when Nio is going to be trading around $100, $200, maybe even $300 a share. No one can really predict the future. No one really knows where Nio is actually going to be trading. But this does lead into my overall price prediction for Nio stock. Where do I personally think that Nio stock is going to be trading by the end of the year? Now, at the beginning of the year, I put a price prediction on Nio stock at $100. This is kind of when Nio was trading around almost $70 a share. I think the highest it got to was around $66 a share because I did think that, Nio was going to continue this huge trajectory of growth. Obviously, we saw, taking a look at the 3-month chart, here in May, we saw Nio hit the first low I saw in a very long time was $31.22. We know that the EV market was not doing well. A lot of big-time EV companies took a huge retraction. Tesla, Nio, XPeng, all these big-time EV companies retracted about 33% of their value. Now have slowly started to make their way back up. Nio slowly starting to make its way back up. So what is my overall price prediction? I still do think by year end that Nio will be trading around $65 to $75 a share. I still do think that Nio is going to be able to hit these numbers because I do know that once this market uncertainty and then this whole thing blows over kind of with owning Chinese stocks, people are going to start flooding their money back into Nio. This is a known thing. For me, I take every advantage to buy Nio stock as much as I can. Right now, I currently hold 467 shares of Nio. It's one of my biggest positions because I do think that Nio does offer that long-term fundamental value that a lot of other EV companies just do not have. It's not like Nio is like Nikola Motors, who was kind of by a fraud leader and was just kind of in it for the money or overall business idea. Like, this company has cars, it's selling cars, it's making money, and it's doing very well overall as expanding and trying to perfect its overall business model to be a top competitor in the EV game. But with that being said, guys, that's all I really have to say about the video. You guys let me know down in the comment section below, guys, what you think of Nio stock. Do you guys think Nio stock can hit $75 by the end of the year? If you guys own Nio stock, how many shares do you guys own and what's your average? I'm always very curious to know. And if you guys have an opinion on Nio for their earnings, do you guys think that Nio is absolutely going to crush your earnings? I really want to hear you guys' opinion in the comments below. With that being said, guys, thank you. Have a great day.